You have been giving away your power your whole life, and you did not even notice it. Every single time you reacted to someone who did not deserve it. Every time you explained yourself to people who were never going to understand you. Every moment you wasted your energy on the wrong people. You handed them a piece of yourself, a piece of your power, a piece of your peace, and they took it from you. But today, that all ends right now. I am about to show you 7 dark psychology tricks that Machiavelli himself refined hundreds of years ago. Tricks that will teach you how to dominate without confrontation, how to win without fighting, and how to become completely untouchable simply by choosing when and to whom you reveal your presence. You see, most people operate on autopilot. Someone insults them and they react right away. Someone questions them and they start explaining everything. Someone tries to drain their energy and they just allow it to happen. They think they are being strong by engaging. They think they are being smart by defending themselves, but they are completely wrong. The real power players, they move in a completely different way. They do not react. They do not explain. They do not waste a single second on people who do not matter. They guard their attention like it is the most valuable thing in the world, and that is because it truly is. Think about it for a moment. Every billionaire, every powerful leader, every person who is truly untouchable, they all have one thing in common. They are selective. They do not respond to everyone. They do not show up everywhere. They do not give their energy away freely. And that is exactly what makes them so magnetic and powerful. Machiavelli understood this truth 500 years ago. He saw that power is not about being the loudest person in the room. It is not about proving yourself to everyone who doubts you. Power is quiet. Power is selective. Power is strategic. And today, you are going to learn how to use it in your own life. In the next few minutes, I am going to break down 7 lessons that will completely transform the way you interact with the world around you. You will learn how to make people obsess over you without saying a single word. You will discover why silence is more dangerous than any comeback you could ever give. You will understand how to withdraw strategically so that people start chasing you instead of you chasing them. This is not about being cold-hearted. This is not about being cruel to anyone. This is about taking back control of your own life. This is about operating from a place of power instead of a place of reaction. This is about becoming the kind of person that others cannot manipulate, cannot control, and cannot ignore. Now I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments right now. I control my power. Let us begin this journey together. Let us start with the most fundamental rule of power that most people completely miss. Your attention is currency, and just like money, the moment you start throwing it around carelessly, you become broke without even realizing it. Here is what nobody tells you. Every single time you give someone your attention, you are making an investment. You are spending your mental energy, your emotional bandwidth, your time, all of it on that person or that situation. And just like any investment, you need to ask yourself one simple question. What am I getting in return for this? Most people never ask that question at all. They give their attention to anyone who demands it. A hater leaves a nasty comment and they respond immediately. A toxic person starts drama and they jump right in. Someone disrespects them and they spend the next 3 hours crafting the perfect comeback. And what do they get back from all of that? Absolutely nothing, except stress, frustration, and wasted time that they will never get back. Machiavelli understood something that most people still do not get today. The person who controls where their attention goes controls their entire life, because attention is not just about focus, it is about power. When you give someone your attention, you are giving them power over your emotions, your thoughts, and your energy. Think about the people who constantly drain you, the ones who always have a problem, the ones who always need something from you, the ones who love to criticize everything you do. Now ask yourself honestly, what have they ever given you in return for all that attention? Have they made your life any better? Have they helped you grow as a person? Have they added any real value to your existence? The answer is probably no, but they keep getting your attention anyway. Why is that? Because you have not learned to be selective yet. Here is what the real power players do. They create a filter. Not everyone gets access to them. Not everyone gets a response. Not everyone gets their time. They ask one simple question before giving anyone their attention. Does this person deserve it? And if the answer is no, they move on without looking back. No explanation, no justification, no second thought. This is where most people mess up completely. They think they owe everyone their attention. They think they need to respond to every message, every comment, every attempt to pull them into drama. They think ignoring people makes them rude or weak. But it is the complete opposite. Ignoring the unworthy does not make you weak. It makes you untouchable. It shows that you value yourself enough to protect your energy. It proves that you are not available to just anyone who wants a piece of you. Imagine someone sends you a disrespectful message. Your first instinct is probably to fire back, to defend yourself, to put them in their place. But what does that actually accomplish? You have just given them exactly what they wanted. Your reaction, your energy, your power. Now imagine you do not respond at all. You read it, feel nothing, and delete it. What happens to that person? They sit there wondering why you did not react. They check to see if you read it. They might even send another message, trying to get your attention again. And the whole time you are living your life completely unbothered. That is the power of guarded attention. You become a fortress that nobody can penetrate unless you open the gate yourself. And you only open that gate for people who have truly earned it. From this moment forward, treat your attention like gold, because that is exactly what it is. And gold does not go to everyone, it goes to the worthy. Drop this affirmation in the comments. My attention is gold. Now let us talk about something that will change everything for you. You know why people are so afraid of silence? Because they think it makes them look weak. They think if they do not respond, if they do not defend themselves, if they do not have the last word, then somehow they have lost the battle. They believe that silence means surrender. But here is the truth that will flip your entire understanding. Silence is the most aggressive move you can possibly make. Think about it for a second. When someone attacks you with words, and you come back with more words, what happens? You have entered their game. You are playing by their rules. You have given them exactly what they wanted, which is a reaction, and now you are both trapped in an endless back and forth that benefits nobody at all. But when you respond with complete silence, everything changes. The game stops instantly. The power shifts completely. And suddenly, they are the ones left standing there looking foolish, talking to a wall, getting absolutely nothing from you. Machiavelli knew this deeply. He watched countless men destroy themselves by talking too much, explaining too much, reacting too much. And he saw that the ones who rose to power were the ones who knew exactly when to speak and when to stay silent. Silence communicates something that words never can. It communicates complete indifference. It says, "You are not worth my words. You are not worth my energy. You do not even register on my radar." And that destroys people more than any insult ever could. Let me break down why silence is so powerful. When you respond to someone, you are validating them. You are confirming that what they said mattered enough for you to craft a response. You are showing them that they got under your skin, that they affected you, that they won something. But when you say nothing, you rob them of that validation completely. They are left in a vacuum of uncertainty. Did you see their message? Did it bother you? Do you even care about them? They will never know. And that not knowing will eat at them more than any comeback you could have ever given. I have seen people spend days, sometimes weeks, obsessing over why someone did not respond to them. They replay the conversation in their head over and over. They wonder what they did wrong. They create entire scenarios trying to figure out what happened, all because of silence. That is psychological warfare without firing a single shot. Here is another thing most people do not realize. The more you talk, the more ammunition you give to your enemies. Every word you say is information. Every explanation you give is a weakness they can exploit. Every time you defend yourself, you are revealing what actually bothers you. But silence gives them nothing at all. They cannot twist your words because you did not say any. They cannot use your emotions against you because you did not show any. They are left completely powerless. Now, I am not saying you should never speak. There are moments when your voice needs to be heard loud and clear, but those moments should be rare and strategic. The rest of the time, let your silence do all the talking for you. Because here is what the world will learn about you. When you do speak, it matters. Your words carry weight because you do not waste them on nonsense. People listen because they know you do not talk just to fill the air. Silence is not weakness. Silence is control. Silence is power. And silence is a weapon that never misses its target. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. Silence is power. Here is where most people get it completely wrong. They think the goal is to disappear from everyone, to cut everyone off completely, to isolate themselves from the world and become some mysterious hermit that nobody can reach. That is not power. That is just running away from your problems. Real power comes from strategic withdrawal. It is about being physically present while remaining emotionally untouchable. It is about showing up when it benefits you and pulling back when it does not. It is about making people feel your absence even when you are standing right in front of them. Let me explain the difference so you really understand. Complete withdrawal is what happens when someone ghosts you forever. They are gone, and you move on. They become irrelevant to your life. That is not power. That is just an exit. But strategic withdrawal, that is different. That is when someone is still in your orbit, but you have become unpredictable. Sometimes you are warm. Sometimes you are cold. Sometimes you are available. Sometimes you vanish. You are there, but you are not really there. And that creates something very dangerous in other people's minds. Obsession. Machiavelli understood this perfectly. He watched how the most powerful leaders maintained their influence, not by being everywhere all the time, but by being selective about when and where they appeared. They created scarcity. They made their presence valuable by making it rare. Think about someone you are attracted to. Now imagine they text you every single hour of every single day. They are always available. They always respond immediately. They always make time for you no matter what. How do you feel about them after a week? Probably suffocated, maybe even annoyed. Their constant presence kills the mystery completely. Now imagine someone who texts you occasionally. Sometimes they respond fast. Sometimes they take hours. Sometimes they make plans with you. Sometimes they are busy. You never quite know when you will hear from them next. How do you feel? You think about them constantly. You check your phone, hoping for a message. You wonder what they are doing when they are not with you. That is strategic withdrawal at work. And it does not just apply to romantic relationships. It applies to every area of your life. In friendships, the person who drops everything every time someone calls becomes the backup plan. But the person who is selective about their availability becomes the priority. Here is the key. You stay in the game, but you do not let the game control you. You show up, but only on your terms. You engage, but only when it serves you. This creates something powerful in other people's minds. Uncertainty. They cannot predict you. They cannot control you. They cannot take you for granted. And uncertainty breeds respect. When you withdraw strategically, people start chasing. They start wondering. They start valuing your presence because they know it is not guaranteed. Your absence becomes a statement. Your unavailability becomes attractive. Your boundaries become your power. You do not need to disappear from the world. You just need to make the world work to keep you in it. Be present, but be selective. Show up, but make them earn it. Stay in their lives, but never let them get comfortable. That is how you turn inaction into influence. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I choose my presence. You know what happens in someone's brain when they are ignored? Pure chaos. Their mind goes into overdrive, trying to solve a puzzle that has no solution. They search for reasons, create explanations, build entire narratives, all desperately trying to understand why you are not responding. And while they are burning mental energy on you, you are not thinking about them at all. That is the devastating power of ignoring someone. It is psychological warfare without you having to participate. They are fighting a battle inside their own head, and you are not even on the battlefield. Here is how it works. Human beings are wired for closure. We need answers. We need to understand cause and effect. When someone treats us a certain way, our brain immediately starts searching for the reason why. It is automatic. We cannot help it. So when you ignore someone, when you give them absolutely nothing to work with, their brain short-circuits. There is no closure, no explanation, no clear reason, just silence. And that silence becomes an open wound in their mind that never heals. Machiavelli saw this play out in politics constantly. He watched how leaders who responded to every critic, every attack, every rumor, ended up trapped in endless cycles of defense. But the leaders who simply ignored their enemies, those enemies eventually destroyed themselves through their own obsession and frustration. Imagine someone sends you a hateful message. They are trying to get under your skin. They want you angry. They want you to respond so they can feel important, so they can feel like they affected you. Now you have two choices. Option 1. You respond. You tell them off. You defend yourself. You try to hurt them back. And what happens? They got what they wanted. They got your attention. They got your energy. They got proof that they matter to you. Even if you won the argument, they still won because they successfully pulled you into their world. Option 2. You ignore them completely. You do not even acknowledge the message exists. And what happens to them? They sit there staring at their screen, wondering if you saw it. They check back multiple times. They might send another message. They tell their friends about it, hoping someone validates their anger. They think about you for days, maybe weeks. Meanwhile, you forgot about them 5 seconds after you saw the message. Who really won that exchange? When you ignore someone, you are essentially telling them they do not exist in your reality. You are erasing them. And that erasure is more painful than any insult, any argument, any confrontation. Because at least in a fight, they are acknowledged. At least in an argument, they are seen. But in silence, they are nothing. They are invisible. They are irrelevant. And their brain cannot handle that reality. The best part is that this works on everyone. Your haters, your critics, your toxic ex, your energy vampires, everyone who does not deserve space in your life. The moment you remove your attention, you remove their power. They become ghosts, screaming into a void that does not care. You do not need revenge. You do not need the last word. You do not need to prove anything. Your indifference is the ultimate destruction. Your silence is the final blow. Your absence is their punishment. Let them obsess. Let them wonder. Let them break themselves trying to understand you, while you keep moving forward like they never existed at all. Now I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I erase the unworthy. Now we need to get specific, because not everyone deserves to be ignored the same way. There are 3 types of people you need to completely erase from your life, and each one requires a different level of ruthlessness. First, your enemies, and I am not talking about people who just disagree with you or compete with you. I am talking about the ones actively plotting against you, the ones spreading lies about you, the ones trying to sabotage your success, the ones who smile to your face and stab you in the back. Most people make the mistake of trying to expose these people. They want everyone to know the truth. They want justice. They want to defend their reputation. But here is what Machiavelli would tell you. Engaging with your enemies validates them. It gives them a stage. It makes them relevant. Instead, erase them. Do not expose them. Do not fight them. Do not even acknowledge their existence. Keep winning. Keep building. Keep rising. And let your success be their torture. Let them watch you thrive while they are stuck in their own bitterness. That is the ultimate revenge. Second, the critics. These are the people who have nothing to offer except negativity. They do not create anything. They do not build anything. They just sit on the sidelines, tearing down everyone who is actually in the arena doing something. Here is the thing about critics. They need you more than you need them. Their entire existence depends on having someone to criticize. Without you, they are nobody. They have no purpose. So when you react to them, when you defend yourself, when you try to prove them wrong, you are feeding them. You are giving them the attention that keeps them alive. Cut them off. Not with anger, not with explanations, just complete indifference. Let them scream into the void. Let them write their paragraphs. Let them gather their little support groups. You have identified who deserves to be erased. Your enemies, your critics, and your energy parasites. You have started building the armor of indifference, controlling your emotions so no one can manipulate you. And finally, you have learned to ascend through calculated inaction, winning without fighting, dominating without confrontation. These are not just concepts, these are laws. And if you apply them consistently, ruthlessly, and strategically, your entire life will shift. People will treat you differently. They will respect you more. They will chase you instead of you chasing them. They will value your presence because they cannot take it for granted. They will fear your silence because they know it means you are done with them. But here is the most important thing. This only works if you commit. This only works if you actually change your behavior, starting right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. The next time someone tries to bait you into reacting, do not. The next time someone demands an explanation, you do not owe them. Do not give it. The next time you feel the urge to prove yourself to someone unworthy, resist. From this moment forward, you operate differently. You are untouchable. You attract through absence. You reign through silence. This is the ruthless art Machiavelli perfected centuries ago, and now it is yours. So I am going to ask you one final time. Are you ready to stop giving away your power? Are you ready to become the most untouchable version of yourself? If your answer is yes, then prove it. Drop "I am untouchable" in the comments right now. Make that commitment. Speak it into existence. And before you go, if this video opened your eyes, hit that like button. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe to this channel, because we are just getting started. You are untouchable now.